You know, you really can't blame them, right? No wonder Tea Partiers get teed off. If the IRS isn't targeting them, the mainstream media is all but ignoring them. But man, this is pretty hard to ignore. And this is an amazing contrast. Thousands of them gathering outside the Capitol yesterday to let it be known they've been abused enough, they have had enough. But aside from Fox, it seems like most of the mainstream media had had enough. Not a stitch of coverage of these crowds in this country. Plenty of coverage for much smaller crowds and clearly less interested crowds in this country, in Germany, where President Obama gave a less than stellar Brandenburg Gate address. That, let's say, didn't quite match a couple of other American presidents' addresses at pretty much the same spot. To Tea Partier Katrina Pierson, who's not surprised, and well, is actually stewing about it. You know, it's kind of weird. You know, not surprising, but kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, but again, like you said, not surprising. I mean, why would they cover us? I mean, now everything that you've seen unfolding for the last few weeks, we've been right on these issues. And the most amazing thing about this, Neil, is we now have people who maybe were on the fence with Tea Party before are now ready to jump all in. And so that's really good news for Tea Party moving into the 2014 election cycle.
We were talking very briefly, Katrina, during the break here about the Tea Party potentially overplaying its hand on this. How do you then balance just saying, see what we've always said about how bad these guys are, about how, you know, invasive and intrusive they are, with just being calm about it and just proving your point at the polls or presumably a midterm election?
Well, overplaying the hand is one thing, but something tells me there's going to be more to come throughout the summer. Again, Obamacare is going to kick in 2014. Additional taxes are going to kick in. 1 million more jobs are going to be lost. They're trying to push through amnesty, and honestly, I'm not sure how much more the American people can take.
So, no, the big issues you raised about the coming big government are coming to pass, and you're going to say, look, this is our issue. This is our wheelbarrow. Do you worry, though, that whatever is happening about investigating these scandals, particularly the IRS targeting you guys, nothing is coming of it? I mean, you had an FBI director who didn't even know the name of the investigator, which leads me to think there is no investigator, because not a single conservative group that was targeted has been called or queried about it. And that's better than a month now.
Better than a month, but you make a fantastic point. And this is what was the key issue at the rally yesterday, because it wasn't just an IRS rally. It was a Fast and Furious rally. It was a Benghazi rally. And as you mentioned, nothing has been done about any of these issues. So it really bodes well for Tea Party moving into 2014, because then you get to hold the leadership in the Republican Party accountable.
But you get trouble, Katrina, when it's not as if the public consciousness isn't there about what happened to conservatives, Tea Parties in general. But the mainstream media is back to kind of ignoring you. And so it's kind of hard to get your message out, right?
Well, it's not really hard to get our message out anymore, because we have resorted to digital media, you know, online, Twitter, Facebook, and that's how we grew from the start. But what's interesting is we find people are now seeking us out through our emails and Facebook pages and Twitter accounts, and so they're getting the information. Whether or not the media is putting out there is neither here nor there anymore, because we're just in a new age today. All
right, so in that new age, it then gets incumbent on you to attract younger people. And the rap against Tea Parties is that it was skewed older. Is that changing?
It's definitely changing, because Tea Party is 100% civil liberties and the rule of law. You do have some on further right and some further left, whether it be the Christian Coalition or the Ron Paul conservatives. But at the end of the day, this affects all Americans, and we're starting to see it play out. And we can say that this is what we told you was coming, and we know how to fix it.
We shall see. In a weird way, the best thing that ever happened to you were these scandals. You know, it just put you back on the map. Katrina Pierson, Tea Party activist extraordinaire.